Here are 9 quick and easy dollhouse miniatures that you can make for Easter. And welcome to my channel, Notorious Crafts. First, I'll show you how you can make these pastel flowers. I'm using these flower-shaped beads and choosing out all the pastel ones since Easter is all about the pastels. For the stem of the flower, I'm using some of this gold wire with a ball on the end, and then I'm taking some of this E6000 glue, and I'm going to add it onto the end of the wire. Then I'm taking one of the flower beads and sliding it through the very end up to where the glue is, and then I'm going to set each of them aside and let the glue dry. I'll continue to repeat that same process to make some more flowers and get a nice size bouquet. And here's how the flower bouquet looks like after all the glue dries. Next, I'm going to make a white chocolate bunny. So I'm using this silicone mold that has a little bunny shape in it. And I'm going to use some white liquid clay. I found that using liquid clay is a lot easier for some of these silicone molds that have some very fine details like this one. I'm using a toothpick to help spread around the liquid clay into the fine details of the silicone mold. Once I'm done, I'll place it in the oven to bake so that the clay can harden. And here's how the white chocolate bunny looks after I take it out of the mold once it's out of the oven. The next item that I'm going to make are these miniature bunny dessert cakes. I'm using the silicone mold so that each of the cakes turns out perfect. With this shape, it'll look like a miniature bundt cake. I'm using some brown clay to fill up the mold shape, and then I'm taking it out while the clay is still wet before baking it so that I could place little bunnies inside each of them. You could also bake the clay while it is in the mold, but it'll take a lot longer if you want to make a lot of miniature cakes. I am taking them out while the clay is wet so I can make a lot of them at once. I'm using these bunny-shaped slices of polymer clay as decorations inside the bundt cake. I'm using some clay adhesive inside each of the bundt cakes before I place the little bunnies inside, and this will just help adhere them to each other after they bake. After I've finished putting together each of the cakes, I place them carefully onto a baking tray and then place them in the oven to bake. Here's how they look once they are done. They remind me of little bunnies coming out of burrows. This next egg decoration is super easy to make. You do not need any tools. The only thing that you need are these flower-shaped jewelry findings that look like miniature vases. And then I'm placing a plastic egg inside each of them. You can also add a little bit of glue inside each of the vases to adhere the plastic egg inside. For the next project, I'm making a miniature candy jar with a bunny ear lid. I'm using a glass miniature jar and removing the cork lid that it comes with. I decided to use some pastel purple clay for the bunny ear lid. So I grabbed a small piece of clay and just started shaping it into a cylinder. Then I pressed it into the jar so that it could get a good shape inside of the jar so that the lid will fit perfectly. I then rolled the lid across the glass cutting mat to even out the edges to get them nice and smooth. With the rest of the clay, I'm going to shape some ears. I'm shaping them both in the same exact way, and then I'm going to add them on top of the lid. Afterwards, I placed it in the oven so that the clay could bake, and then once everything cooled off, I started filling up the jar with some polymer clay slices of these miniature bunnies. Next, I'm going to make this miniature Easter basket from paper. I'm using this purple pastel cardstock paper, and to get a nice even cut, I'm using my paper cutter. And then I lost that paper to my cats, who absolutely love watching me craft. Say hello to Remy and Gizmo. I just adopted them. Since my other paper got happily stolen, I cut out some more pieces of paper. This thicker piece of paper is going to be the base of my basket, so I'm wrapping it around a few times just to make the paper basket a lot thicker, since one layer of paper would be pretty flimsy. I'm using some wood glue on the paper since I noticed that wood glue doesn't warp my paper like regular craft glue does. So I'm just applying it on the inside and then wrapping the paper around so that I can get a basket shape. I'm placing the thinner strip of paper in between the layers of the basket. That's also why I wanted many layers, so that I could create a very sturdy handle. I'm adding a little bit of wood glue to lock in the basket handles into place. For the bottom of the basket, I grabbed a scrap piece of the same paper that I made the basket, and then I'm tracing the shape of the bottom of the basket. For this circle, I'm going to draw in some notches, and then this will help keep the bottom in place when I glue it onto the rest of the basket. And then I'm going to cut out the shape that I created with the notches. I folded all of the notches inwards towards the inside of the circle, and then I'm going to add some wood glue on to the notches one by one and hold them down while I try to attach it to the rest of the basket. The notches will be applied to the inside of the basket, and they will not be seen from the outside. I'm going to hold them down from the inside of the basket just so that the glue can properly adhere. Bottom of the basket had some gaps where you can see the lights going through. You can leave this as is since it's not really noticeable, but I decided to cover the entire basket in Mod Podge, and this also helps make the basket a lot stronger since it is made out of paper and it will last a lot longer. The Mod Podge will also fill the holes that are in the bottom of the basket so there won't be a gap anymore. After I coated the inside of the basket, I moved on to the outside and added a single layer of Mod Podge using a paintbrush to the outside of the basket. I also added Mod Podge to the basket handle as well. Once all of the Mod Podge dried, I took some of this green basket filler that's made from paper and then trimmed it down into much smaller pieces just so it can fit nicely inside of the basket as some basket filler. I placed some plastic eggs in the basket as decorations and then also added a miniature chick inside too. I designed these Easter Pastel Dollhouse printables. They're available for sale on my website as well as on Etsy, and the links for them are down below in the description. I cut out one of the pictures from the printables, and then I'm going to glue it onto this very thick popsicle stick. So I'm using this cutter to cut out the popsicle stick in the exact shape of my picture. Applying some wood glue directly onto the popsicle square that I cut out, and then I'm pasting on the picture directly on top of it. I'm attaching this small piece of popsicle stick on the back of the picture so that it could be able to stand on its own like a picture frame. This next project, I'm making some miniature Easter greeting cards, and I printed these out from my printables. So all you have to do is just cut out the card and fold it in half on the line, and that is it. For this last project, I'm going to make some miniature bunny-shaped cakes, and I'm using this silicone mold and going to fill them up with some liquid clay and then bake them. After I finish up filling out the silicone mold, I'll place it in the oven to bake so that the liquid clay can harden. And here's the final product of all of my Easter dollhouse miniatures that I made. Let me know down below in the comments which is your favorite, and happy Easter.